Hello, welcome to Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. The press had fans believing that Cristiano's presence prevented Bale from shining at Real Madrid. Now that CR7 is gone and Bale has not carried the team, can we safely agree that he is overrated?
Listen, to say that Gareth Bale hasn't delivered certain things at certain times and the big moments wouldn't be true, because he has. But again, I can't argue with the fact that when it was said that Ronaldo was holding him back, then I think what we've seen from when Ronaldo was left to right now, it doesn't look like Mr. Bale can handle it.
You think when he made that move from Spurs, he's probably top 5 player then at that stage?
Hovering around that area.
Now, you wouldn't have him as a top 10, would you?
No, and I think both things can be true. The fact that Cristiano was in some ways holding Bale back, but that doesn't mean that now that Cristiano walks out the door that Bale has taken that baton and say, you know what, come on guys, follow me. Which is interesting because he does do that for Wales. He is that guy for Wales, and yet it doesn't feel like he's anywhere near that for Real Madrid. And yet, to Stevie's point, you go back to Champions League final, he's scoring a bicycle kick, and you're saying, man, that's the player that he can be for us.
And the curve he put on that goal, Karius couldn't handle.
Yeah, well, that too. And you just think that this is the player that he can be for Real Madrid, and yet he isn't on a weekly basis, which again, I think points back to Ronaldo and makes you appreciate how good of a player he was for Real Madrid for so many years.
I did try and defend him at the start of the season. People were saying that he wouldn't be able to do it. And I was defending him, saying, well, you know what, give him a chance. Yeah. Give him time, let him get on the field, be fit, be 100%, and then we'll judge him. Unfortunately, now it's looking like he can't do it.
Gab, who was the worst yesterday? David Luiz, Alvaro Morata, or your boy Jorginho?
Ooh. I'm going to go David Luiz for the simple reason that Morata kind of has us used to certain levels of performances. For the fact that, you know, yes, Jorginho got outrun, but he's not a sprinter. It's not what he does. But David Luiz, turning out away from the flight of the ball for the one goal, and then for the other goal, okay, fine. Jorginho gets skinned. You expect that. You expect the central midfielder to get skinned by a guy like Heung-min Son. But then that I don't even want to know if you call it a tackle. Whatever David Luiz was doing, he doesn't jockey him and try to slow him down. He seems to kind of go past him as he's running into the box. That was just terrible. So, yeah, you expect a lot more from David Luiz.
How do you solve a problem like Mourinho? How do you catch a cloud and pin it down?
Huh? Wow, that's beautiful. Right?
Easy to catch a cloud right now,
That's beautiful. How you solve a problem like... Oh, go ahead, Gab.
Go on, Gab.
No, I was going to say, Dan, like on the show, we heard Mourinho talking about how, you know, his team, he thought they needed brains, but instead they needed heart. Yeah. I think soon we'll have him say they need courage, and then it's just going to be just like the Wizard of Oz, right?
Yes.
You just have the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Scarecrow.
Perfect.
So who's who? Which one's which?
I think you're most qualified. Because you work with professionals, you know which ones lack courage, which ones lack heart, and which ones lack brains.
Just the matter is that when you look behind the curtain, you're disappointed just like you are when you get to us.
Oh, I don't really know that film very well.
You look behind the... Oh, please. What, honestly, you don't know The Wizard of Oz?
I know the story. What's the curtain?
You've never seen The Wizard of Oz?
Oh, I know the story.
It was a book before it was a film.
Oh, come on.
All right,
Alfred Baum.
So the big booming voice of the... What is he?
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
And then he opens the curtain and he's just this wee guy like yourself.
Yes,
Is
it's
it?
a
I
regular guy.
had no idea about that.
Bit of a letdown.
Yeah, it's a letdown. If you look behind the curtain at Manchester United, it's a letdown.
Wow.
That's what we're getting to.
Spoiler alert for a film made how many years ago?
Yeah, well. I can't believe you don't know that.
No.
What's going on with you?
No, I've never seen it.
Wow.
You never seen The Wizard of Oz?
I think so.
Do you know who Judy Garland is?
Eh?
Do you know who Judy Garland
Yeah.
is?
It did come out in 1939.
Yeah, but it's.
Well,
I mean,
I know it's a
It's
classic.
legendary.
It is a classic.
and it's been remade as well.
Hey,
I can't handle this right
Or
now.
did they change the story?
No, I'm just saying.
Whoa there.
Final point. How do you think Marcotti will make a... Do you think Marcotti will make a good coach? Sorry. Reading has been this issue today.
Well, repeat the question.
Do you think Marcotti will make a good coach?
Of what?
Soccer.
Hang on.
Go ahead, Stevie. You've been a manager. Coach.
That's a very long silence. Gab, is that something you'd like to pursue?
It's not an easy thing. Listen, it's not an easy thing to do. You have to be a man of many hats, and Gab is certainly that.
Yes.
But what you have to be is completely consistent in the way you think. I'm not sure Gab's that man.
Just say no. It's okay to say no.
No, listen, you know, as players, you're always figuring out who would be a good coach and who wouldn't be a good coach.
Right.
Or who will even be a coach. And it's impossible.
Really?
It's impossible. I played with guys who at the time you think, if this guy's ever in charge of anybody, never mind just himself, it's not happening. But then they've turned out to be a good coach.
Are you talking about yourself?
It's just.
Are you talking about
No,
yourself?
not at all. Not at all. I don't. One thing I don't do is talk about myself.
Gab, have you ever wanted to be a coach? Do you want to be a coach?
No, not particularly. No, I prefer to sit on the outside and be a critic.
And judge?
Oh yes.
Yes. Ali, would you be a coach in the future?
And talk to a whole load of coaches
Oh, right.
to give me to help form my opinions on the work of their colleagues, because coaches are never petty or jealous or anything like that, and they never sit and criticize. So it's perfect.
Ali, do you want to be a coach one day?
Yeah, sure.
You'd like to be it?
Yeah.
Why?
One day. I didn't say now. One day.
Listen to your Uncle Stephen.
Yeah. Stay
Leave
here.
it. Leave it. Stay where you are.
Yeah, okay.
Stay with us, Ali.
Stay where you are.
Stay in the bosom of the ESPN family. We'll go and watch Sound of
Do you know
Music.
why, by the way? Because you spend more time doing other things other than coaching. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
My hands are gone.
So what you're saying is.
Well,
that-
you don't realise you think you're going to be a coach and it's all going to be about the football and it's all going to be the training and then you actually get the job and all of a sudden, like 75% of it's other nonsense.
So when I look behind the curtain, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the name of the person who had the voice behind the curtain, Steve?
I don't know. What was that?
Is it the Wizard of Oz?
Oh, it was a wizard. The Wizard of Oz. That was him.
ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. Maybe we'll go and watch Wizard of Oz tonight, shall we?
I don't think so.
You should.
Right,
You
Long.
should.
It's long.
no, I'm going out.
Commit yourself.
I'm going out. That's not that. He's been very busy this weekend, haven't you, Mr. Nicol?
Have I?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's watched every Premier League match, so he can bring you the ultimate team of the week. Here it is at Hennessy for Crystal Palace. Did United have that many chances?
No, but listen. What he had to do, he was fantastic. You got to Old Trafford and have a clean sheet. Even against this Man United team, it's fantastic. Alexander-Arnold, what a free kick.
Yeah, it's nice.
Van Dijk, is it a surprise anymore? Keane, I thought was great for Everton, and Van Aanholt, I love this guy. He tries to get forward, but he defends as well. And look at the attacking four, my goodness. Sani, Ali, Silva, and Mitrovic, who, for me, is really...
Sterling?
It has been-
Should Sterling not be there?
He was good, but he wasn't as good. He's just, for me, he's not as important as Silva. Silva's the real guy that sticks it all together for City. Dele Alli got his goal, did a great job on Jorginho, and Dyer and Moy. I mean, one puts the ball in the net and the other one stops the opposition coming at them. So I think this is an excellent team, Alejandro.
Would you like input or should we go to
Oh,
Gab?
my coach.
Oh,
My coach is Ranieri. Gab will be happy with that.
oh, Gab wrote a book on Claudio Ranieri.
There you
All
go.
right. Well, let's go to the game then. Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote a book on Claudio Ranieri. Huge for them to get a win. against Southampton, relegation 6-pointer, early relegation 6-pointer. But I don't see my man Heung-min Son, and I haven't written a book about him, but I thought he was absolutely stellar. And rather than, yes, I love watching Sané play, but, you know, it's one thing to go and beat up poor old West Ham. It's quite another to go and rip the only undefeated side remaining in Europe's Big Five leagues, the way Son did.
The argument is with you, Steve.
Yeah,
I know with me, I didn't put it together.
Listen, Gab, Sterling was great. You brought up Sterling.
Yes.
But Silva is the man that sticks it all together. By the way, Sané was fantastic.
Yep.
And so was Son, though.
No,
Yeah, he was as well.
I brought up Son, not
great.
Silva.
Hey, Harry Kane was great as well, but Mitrovic, just for me, is carrying that team.
So Sané,
Yeah,
Sané was more
talking of-
important than Son.
You're not talking about her, Gab.
He's not talking about Silva, he's talking about Sané.
I'm talking about Son, perhaps instead of Leroy Sané, given that West Ham were atrocious and they would have mullered West Ham easily without Sané anyway. Whereas Heung-min Son, I thought, had his best game in a very long time for Spurs and
Chelsea
really
were good, weren't
ripped
they?
a really good team apart.
Hey, Chelsea were good, weren't they? They were hopeless. They were even worse than
No, but
Southampton. Gab,
I'm not talking about Southampton. I was comparing them to West Ham. But the point is, Chelsea were a good team. Tottenham beat a good team. And Son was a big part of that. Manchester City went and beat up a team that's not quite as good. And that's West Ham.
You know what I sense, Stevie? I sense that Gab is jealous that he did not participate in this weekend's Team of the Week.
well, you know what? Hey, Gab, you can date next week. How about that?
ESPN FC, just a reminder, with you throughout the week, a Champions League PSG Liverpool this week, Stevie. Big one. Next up for Bayern Munich, it's Champions League action against Benfica. Champions League, they're fine, of course. Bayern, great to go through to the next round. This is what Uli Hoeneß had to say about the managerial situation and Kovac's future. This is not a topic right now. We have to sleep on that one and play a difficult game against Benfica. Kovac will coach that, and then we have to calmly analyse the situation to see where we're at. The priority is to make the knockout round of the Champions League. Gab Marcotti, we were talking to Raf about this, and basically he was suggesting that maybe Kovac would have gone, but the fact is that there's just no alternative at the moment.
Yeah, that's quite the vote of confidence from Uli Hoeneß, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, look, they've made these sort of early season changes before, and you know, obviously they did it last year, but there's no Jupp Heynckes to bring back now. I think part of the issue here, and I think Kovac bears a ton of responsibility, but he's certainly not the only one. They're tied into veteran players on big contracts further up the pitch, and add in a whole generation of players who seem to be getting worse kind of all of a sudden. And I think in these situations, you need some strong leadership. And, you know, Kovac isn't the guy to afford it, not on his own. For whatever reason, I think you need to ask the higher-ups whether they could be doing more other than having sort of shouty press conferences where they have a go at the media and then just watch their team stink it up again the next weekend. I think they need to take a long, hard look at themselves, and whether it's before or after the Champions League game against Benfica, it's not going to change very much.
They deserve, because they come for this, and they got it, and they fought for it, and they gave everything for it. So I think they deserve their credit. I don't want to take their credit away, but I think we should also blame ourselves for the result, because we start really well. And we did the most difficult thing, apart of score. But not enough intensity, not enough desire. So I think we played the game like one more game. And I don't think the game is one more game. I think it's a game that we really need to win. And my feeling is that was not enough. Was not enough from the heart. You must play with brain. We must play also with heart, and I think not enough heart.
Supposed to be the second leg of the Copa Libertadores final. River taking on Boca. However, on Saturday, the Boca bus attacked by the fans. In the ensuing melee, you had the players being exposed to tear gas. They couldn't play the game yesterday. They weren't fit to play it today. There will be a meeting on Tuesday to discuss when and indeed if this game will be played. Ali, what did you make of all of this?
It's sad, it's embarrassing. The eyes of the world were on Buenos Aires and River Plate, Boca Juniors, because people wanted to see that second leg of the final, because of the history between those two clubs, because of the rivalry, because it was a game that everybody wanted to be a part of. And yet we're talking about this. When it comes to these people that were throwing whatever they were throwing at the bus, these are not fans. These are criminals. These are cowards. This is not passion. And people want to come out and say things like, well, this is what the rivalry is all about. No, that's not what the rivalry is all about. This sort of behavior is unacceptable. And not only was it obvious that they should not have played the game yesterday or today, but to me it's also obvious that there has to be consequences for this. Yeah. It can't just be that we just go on and eventually we play the game and we pack the stadium and it's fine. No, you play it behind closed doors and you punish. And I know there are great fans out there that would feel like they're missing out. Well, the truth of the matter is that you have to make a stand. You have to make a point, because this behavior cannot go on. And it happens in Argentina, and it happens in other places in South America. And I've been part of buses like this that have gone through crowds and been thrown stuff at and all those things. It has to stop. It's 2018. Come on, man.
Gab, how will this play out? Will the match be played? And as Ali suggests, may it be behind closed doors?
I think everything's in play. They're waiting till Tuesday, which also, frankly, seems a bit bizarre to me, given that the presidents of both clubs and the head of CONMEBOL, Alejandro Dominguez, they're all there in Buenos Aires. Why they're all waiting until Tuesday to move elsewhere to go and decide this is kind of beyond me. But I think they will find a date. There aren't too many dates in the calendar, I think, because obviously the Club World Cup starts as well. So they need to get a move on this. But hopefully, I want to echo what Ali said. But I also think that there are certain people who are more responsible than others. And I think you have to point the finger at CONMEBOL for taking so long to go and simply decide that the match was not going to be played, and then for pretending like it was going to be played the next day when clearly the conditions weren't there. And I think also the police, I think the preparations were completely inadequate. I spoke to people who were there, both the route that was taken to the stadium, and it's fine. Look, those people who throw things at the stadium are very bad people. But the police are the police. They have weapons. They're law enforcement. They know River fans. They know where they are. They know what they do. You expect some level of intelligence, some level of protection of the Boca bus, just to make sure that this could go off without a hitch. And I thought they really came up short there.
Good afternoon. Yeah, the result is very important, but also we spoke in the dressing room the first half when they scored and they drew. The process is in our mentality also. The result is very important. We started to 1-0, but when they scored also we need to keep the calm and continuing our control with getting better small things on the pitch, but in this process, and I think we knew this is a difficult stadium, difficult team. They were 4 points behind us, and today for them is very important match to be near us, and I am very, very happy how the players, how also the supporters, they push and help us today, and I think the control the 90 minutes with keeping the calm in a lot of moments, I think is very important for this victory.
Does that feel like a big step forward after
Yes, today's 70 matches we didn't lose, but the last 3 matches we draw, and we know is not enough for us, for our mind, for our objective. And today, to win, we were speaking during the week, and above all the 2 days before the match. It's very important today, and also it's very difficult. And for our objective today, the 3 points is a big match and big moment for us. And it's coming a lot of matches. Tottenham is coming, Manchester United, and also we are going to play against team with the same objective like us. And I think the team spirit today and also our atmosphere with the supporters is important for feel more strong.
What was the decision behind Mesut Ozil? You left him out of the side today. Was that a tactical decision?
Yeah, we thought how we can be better in the matches today, with very demanding matches, with physically also in the intensity for them against us, and we decided. But every player, they are important. Every players also today we try with 3 central back. Like some moment in this season we worked like today, and it's another possibility also for improve or for find our best performance in the squad.
He didn't even warm up in the second half. Was it clear he wasn't going to be coming on?
It depends. How is coming the match, how is coming the minute, how is coming the result on the 90 minute, and I decided for another option.
It sounds a little bit as though you could trust in if the game was you were already winning the game and comfortable in the game, where it was intense and competitive, that you couldn't trust Mesut to go in and do the work.
But in the beginning, this session, we were speaking every day that we need to be competitive, we need to be organized, and we need to be individual quality for do better our performance, and it's the same today.
Bayern was more involved today in the central role. Were you happy with it?
Yeah. Yesterday, like I said, felt small injury, and also we need Aubameyang, we need also Nketiah, and today the most important for us is not only he scored Aubameyang, it's also how he was working in the 90 minutes. I think he worked for help us in all the things tactically, all the things in attacking, in defensive moment important, like today he was doing.
Was Lucas Torreira injured?
He said to us he was a little tired, and think also this possibility. He was giving us good balance, but also we need with the intelligence of being clever with the player, because he was playing with national team 2 matches also, and we need also to listen the player when they need maybe sometimes rest. And Matteo is working very well, and also I think we need every player. And today this changement is because I think we need also give him one rest in the minute.
Played with 3 at the back today, which was pretty much the first time you've done that, apart from the Europa League. Was there a reason for that? Were you looking to try and get a bit more defensive solidity there?
We play like that in the pre-season. We play like that in Karabakh, and this is one possibility also because we are finding our best performance with the system, with the player, with the combination. For example, today the combination with Sead Kolasinac and Iwobi is very interesting combination. Also, when we are pushing with Hector right, we need also the balance with some players, and for the positioning on the pitch when we are attacking, we are defending. We try to do today like that. Is another possibility, but the most important is for us is find the balance. The balance is first more consistently in defensive moment, because we are receiving more goals than we want, but don't lose our good performance in attacking moment with the scoring, with the players, with attacking moment, because I think we have a lot, but we need to improve, and we need more in this balance.
You go to Ukraine now. Can you give us a hint on just how many changes you might be making for that game? Will players like Aubameyang and Ozil be going ahead of Tottenham next weekend?
For us, it's very important Europe League. We want to arrive the first in the group. Not now is sure, but is ready. This travel is a long travel. Is doing a lot of cold there. And Sunday we are playing also against Tottenham. But I want to give the team respect for the competition first, also for the group, for the player. We are going to think in these matches Thursday. We are going to decide Tuesday how we can prepare better for things to win there, and then think for Sunday.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.